This is BBC News. I'm Martine Croxall. The headlines at 8. The international travel traffic light system is being simplified in England. The amber list will be scrapped, replaced by a single red list as part of an overhaul of the rules from the 4th of October. PCR tests will no longer be required for fully vaccinated travellers returning to England from any country not on the red list.
The purpose is to make it easier for people to travel without the bureaucracy, without so many tests, and with a greater level of certainty now that we've got so many people vaccinated.
And coming up in about 15 minutes, your questions answered. We look at what the new travel rules will mean for all of us. The US admits that the drone strike against a suspected car bomber in Kabul in the final days of the evacuation was a mistake, one which killed an aid worker along with 9 members of his family, including 7 children. A transgender teenager given drugs to pause puberty. Now judges say doctors were right to offer the treatment. Wales tightens COVID rules for people attending mass gatherings like sporting events and nightclubs. The United Nations says failing to cut greenhouse gas emissions is setting the world on a catastrophic path of global warming. Good evening, welcome to BBC News. The government has announced major changes to the COVID rules for travellers leaving and entering England. It's scrapping the traffic light system which classified countries as red, amber or green, and instead from next month all countries will be designated either red or open, with people returning from red countries still having to quarantine in designated hotels. Well, the number and type of COVID tests are changing for travellers too from October the 4th. You no longer have to take a lateral flow test before setting off, and won't need an expensive PCR test on return if fully vaccinated. However, there must be a lateral flow test within 2 days of arrival. And people who've been given vaccines approved for use in the UK will now have those inoculations recognised regardless of where in the world they were originally jabbed. 8 countries are coming off the red list from the 22nd of September, including Turkey, Pakistan, Egypt and Kenya. The changes only apply to England at present. Wales and Scotland say they will take the same 8 countries off their red list, but will not adopt the changes to testing for now. Our transport correspondent Caroline Davies reports.